Good morning. In this episode, you're going to see us finishing off this garage. Maybe, maybe not. There's a lot to do. I forgot how much there was to do. It's been a couple of months since I was here doing it before. It's just gone 8 o'clock on a Saturday. So I guess there's nothing to say. I'll just get on with it. Put you on the time lapse, big old time lapse. See you on the other side. Take over, Woodsy. So here we go again. Thank you, Woodsy, for handing over to me, Woodsy. Here we go again. Yeah, part 2 of Jim's garage renovation. Kitting it out, as you can see. Yes, as I said, in my mind, I finished the walls already the last time I was there. See Jim's garage part 1. But apparently I haven't. So I went up there Friday after work. We had a quiet night in. He's got 2 boys. Hung out with the boys, watched a bit of telly, went to bed, and now I'm up. It's 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning and I'm getting those bits in. Jim's bringing a tea because he's useful like that, and got the tool belt on. It's Jim again. He ain't got his shoes on properly, look, but he's turned up and I've convinced him to try something. So he strapped on the tool belt. I took a picture of him in his tool belt, and we put screws in because I think his boys are probably still in bed or something at this point. But anyway, Jim's there. He's drinking tea. He's on his phone. He's being very helpful. We're all drinking tea. It's mainly about the tea, as you know. So I'm giving him bits and he's sticking them up. It's good. He's doing a good job. He seems to think he's totally useless. He's not, but you know, what have you. Doing a good job. He's enjoying the tool belt and that's all good. So yeah, a lot of the working out was done last time. So actually it goes a little bit quicker. This time we still got the problem of all the electrics. Jim tells me, this is a few weeks ago I did this, so Jim does tell me he's actually had an electrician in now, and they're going to rip it all out, put it all back in again, proper stuff, because apparently the fuse box is from the 1950s or something stupid. Probably not that long ago, but you know. Oh, and look, somebody else has turned up. That is Clarky. Clarky's turned up for a bit of graft. He was supposed to be there in part 1, but the poor little sausage had COVID, so he couldn't come. So there's Clarky. Another guy that claims to be not very practical, but is actually very useful. You know, he's a pretty smart bloke. He has this superpower, right? As a superpower, you can say any sentence to him, and he will tell you how many characters are in that sentence, including spaces. It's quite phenomenal. I'm super impressed. He thinks it's useless, but I think it's very impressive. And I've known him for like 45 years. I only found out he could do that last year. I don't know how I missed that one, but he looks at me weird, like, what? Why is this impressive to you? I think it's amazing. You could just say, I think it's amazing, and he'll tell you how many characters are in that sentence. Incredible. Anyway, this is featuring Mr. Paul Clark, and there he is, measuring and cutting. It's actually very clever. And as you'll see later, he did come up with a very good idea. So yes, we're just measuring and cutting as usual. That's his first go with the circular saw. Good job. Look at that. He loved it. Absolutely loved it. And he's come over with his 2 girls. Give his missus a break for the day. So he brought his 2 girls over, and they're just hanging out with Jim's 2 boys. Took them a while to warm up. They sort of looked at each other for a while, but in the end they all got stuck in and they had a good time. Tea to be drunk there. Now this is a fiddly bit. Up beside the door, you've got to sort of slot it in, and then there's a bit of electrical thing there, which we thought at the time we were going to be retaining, so I didn't just cut it off. But yeah, and I sort of made a mistake here. I'm having a little, you know, I'm the boss. I'm standing there while he grafts. Yeah, see if you can spot the little mistake. There it goes. It's fitting in nicely. Oh, I've taken it out again. Something's not right. There it goes, in again. I think Clarky went off somewhere. But look, it's in, screwed in, job done. What's the problem? Ugh, I put the writing on the outside. Didn't even occur to me that was going to be a problem. Well, and then I looked at it later on and thought, oh god. So it's lunchtime apparently. Nom nom nom. Having a sandwich, nice sandwich from Jimmy. Oh no, that's bacon sandwich. That's breakfast. And Clark had gone to get his girls at this point. That's it. So he came over because he was bringing his ladder and that because he was going to do the ceiling. That's it. I remember now. So he came over, brought his ladder, did a bit of work. Then he went to get his girls once they were up, and he's bringing them back. So his bacon sandwich is getting cold. But yeah, one thing Jim does do well is he does keep you fueled up. Lots of food, lots of tea, lots of squash. If you remember last time I was here, it was red hot, but not so hot this time. So what I'm doing there is I'm drilling holes in steel. So I bought a proper bit for drilling holes in steel. And the idea was that I would just create like a ceiling. Oh, there they are, look, there's the girls. I won't say their names, just Clark might not want me to. I'm sure he wouldn't mind, but you know, better safe than sorry. But there's his two girls hanging out, all very interested for a while. Yeah, so the idea, look, is to make a ceiling. But now Paul's saying, yeah, but why don't we just make it slopey, and then you have more room and you can store things up in the gaps and stuff. And I'm like, no, I'm going to do a ceiling. Look, I've drilled holes in the horizontal bits, and I'm just going to put blocks of wood in, and you know, and then we're sort of having a test fit. Having a little think. Clarky coming in like the project leader he is, saying, well, why don't we do it? And I'm still at this point, look, I'm still saying, no, we're going to have it flat ceiling. But now he's going, yeah, but Woodsy, what if you do like this and then that, and then you can just attach that to there, look, and then that would just be slopey. And I'm like, well, let me look at my phone for a few minutes. And he's still making his case, and he's persuaded me, and he's doing a good job, and he's convinced me. So now I'm drilling more holes in the steel, which is not pleasant, but I got used to it, I got good at it eventually. The trick is not to put too much pressure on, actually. If you put too much pressure on, it sort of spins. Oh, not too much pressure, not too fast, because then the blade cuts. Well, not the blade, the drill bit cuts rather than rubbing against the steel. If you go too fast, make it too fast, then it sort of tends to sort of spin on the steel. But if you slow it down a bit, it seems to cut a bit better. Or maybe I'm making it up, I don't know. Anyway, so Clarky, you can see there, he's put in the first piece of wood that we then can attach the OSB boards to. And again, with all these things, the first one's quite slow, and then you get a bit better at it. Oh, there's one of Jim's boys finally surfaced. God knows what time that is. You can see I'm continuing to do the drilling. It's a good job we had the two ladders, because we needed that. So good having an extra pair of hands, I tell you. I'm continuing with the drilling as Paul comes behind me. Clarky, he comes behind me and affixes the bits of wood there. It's great stuff. We do work well together. We've been friends since we were about 6 or 7 years old. So we were at school together, primary school together. Whereas Jim, who's that? Oh, is that Jim? Has he got changed? Whereas Jim only turned up when we were in about year 9 at secondary school. So as we always say, we don't really trust him because he's a bit of a newcomer. We've only known him for, nearly 40 years, 35 years or something. Anyway, it's a little running joke we have. It's very funny. Shut up. So as you can see, it's like, oh look, excitement. First piece going up. Now we have a little test fit there, little measurement. We realised, well, we need to know where the bits of wood are, so that when it's up there. Oh, did you see the door shut then? That's because I trod on the thing. So we've got to cut that bit off, but we also need to know where the actual bits of wood go. Another little chin wag. Clarky's got the face mask on because he's a bit of an asthma dude, and all the dust was getting to him a bit, so that's okay. Writing a few measurements on. And what are we doing now? Faffing about. There's Max Jim's boy. I don't know, we're just having a little, we're just continuing with drilling and attaching wood to the steel. A little rest, little look at the phone, a little tidy up. A bit more tea. Stood on the door thing again. Clarky's just having a think. At this stage, I don't really know why we're going so slowly. There's one of Clark's girls in the background. Oh look, masks on, because the rock wool is going in. So the tricky bit here is to get the rock wool in. Look, we're trying to tape it in at this point. Get the rock wool in and then get the board up. I mean, how do you do that? You can't really stuff it in. But anyway, we got one bit in and then thought, what are we going to do? So I'm holding it. Clarky's holding it. I'm coming in with the screws, getting the screws in. And now it's going to sit there by itself. And I'm trying to work in some rock wool insulation into the gaps. We're kind of prodding it down with bits of wood. Just trying to get it to go down there before we then... There you go, look, all the rock wool's in. Now we can affix it properly. And that is the first one on. It took all that time to get the first one on. Yeah, well, nearly there. A bit more prodding. As I keep saying, we do get better at this once you sort of figure out what you're going to do. Now, I'm also very interested, as always, to know what we should have done, because we are making this up as we go along. We don't know what we're doing. We're just figuring it out and coming up with solutions, which, to be honest, that's the bit I like. I like figuring out problems and coming up with solutions and stuff like that. It's good fun. And that whole thing about being able to stand back at the end of the day, there's a job well done there. Clark's just having a bit of a stand and a rest. Lazy. It was good having another pair of hands, can't lie. So here we go again. Cutting up some rock wool. That's going to go in that gap. Now we're trying to tape it in place. Nope, disaster. Just didn't work. So it's about wedging it in there quick. Oh, fell. What's the problem? There was a problem there. Oh yeah, I cut it wrong. That was my fault. Yeah, we didn't tell Jim, but that's quite an expensive mistake. That's like, what are they, like £30 a panel or something? Yeah, that was me. I did that. I cut it wrong. Anyway, while Paul is just cutting that panel properly, I'm going to do a bit more drilling, get some more holes and some more steel. This is all still before lunch, and we're just going to continue to put panels up. So you get the end bit of rock wool in, get those first couple of nails in, the first couple of screws in, then you've got that little bit of give. Look, it's actually resting on Paul's head there, while I frantically, hurry up, it's on my head, while I frankly get more rock wool in, wedging it all in and shoving it down with a stick. Paul's using his head to keep thinking, there we go, look, panel number 2, done. And oh no, forgot to put some rock wool in there. There we are, a little bit more, let's wedge it in, there we go, beautiful. And something's going wrong. Is it going to go up nicely? Yes, there we go. So that's the second one in. Give it a bash, get it into place. Basically, we just continue in this manner for a few minutes. So I'll shut up at this point and leave you with a little bit of music. see we've got a new camera angle because we've had to close the garage door, so that we can access these two sections at the front of the garage. There was a little bit of worry because we've got a lot of electrical cables and all sorts of other bits, so the actual door mechanism itself we're a bit worried about, but it all sort of fit in. The only thing we couldn't really do was where the light switch is, right in the far corner above that barbecue there's a light switch. And I'll tell you now, in the end I got a bit naffed off and just cut the thing off because I couldn't, because it goes up above the rafter there, the actual electrical conduit, the white strip above the rafter was just in the way, and we just you couldn't get it out the way without cutting it. So I sort of just cut the thing, and then because I know nothing about electrics, I got it to the point where the lights would come on but they wouldn't turn off. That's all right, doesn't really matter because you can just turn it off at the mains. But that's where we got to. So yeah, we're just continuing the process of getting the boards up in the ceiling there, and yeah, so I'm going to shut up again and just let you watch. So here we are, as you can see now, this is the bit I was talking to you about just a minute or two ago. There we go, I'm cutting it. Gone. And now we can get that board up, because I've just cut it and I'm wrapping it all in electrical tape and I don't care, and just get out of the way because I need to, it's getting on now. I'm a bit tired as usual. And also we had to get down the pub for the rugby. England versus Samoa, I think it was, in the Rugby World Cup. So we were going down the pub. We had a hard out, as they say, to get down the pub. So Paul was very cautious. He was like, "Oh, are you sure you know what you're doing, Woodsy?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm just going to cut it. Just cut it." And then I tried to wire it back up again. And because I didn't know which wire was which, and they were all the same colour, I buggered it up. So in the end, I just sort of capped it off. And that was it. And then we stopped. That's where we left it. So yeah, still not finished. So there will be a part 3. But rest assured, we went down the pub, we watched the rugby, we had pints, we went to a gig that was awesome, Dream Wife, they're a really good band, and then we went for a kebab, and then we went home. So yeah, I hope that's not too boring. Progress has been made. Jim's had an electrician in since I've been there, and I'm going to go back soon and do another day on it and hopefully get it done. Perhaps go after the electrics has been put in. Right, so thanks for watching. I'll stop there.